The Economic Update with Tatiana Bailey.
Well, in today's update, President Trump has increased tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from 25% to 50%.
Yes, right now, Dr. Bailey joins us with a breakdown on how this will impact organizations and where consumers will see prices increase.
Effective Wednesday of this week, U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum were doubled to 50%. For reference, in 2018, during the first Trump administration, tariffs on U.S. steel were set at 25% and on aluminum at 10%. Prior to that, they were 0%. The U.S. imports roughly 25% of its steel and 50% of its aluminum, with Canada being the top supplier for both. The tariffs, which are paid by U.S. companies, will impact canned goods, any new construction, car and car parts, defense and aerospace products, to name a few. Coca-Cola CEO said they may switch to more plastic bottles, but will also likely pivot to domestically produced aluminum. Sounds good, but he also said that will increase prices because domestic aluminum is more expensive. A large portion of Canadian exports of steel and aluminum also go to the U.S. As such, I would have thought that the Canadian economy would buckle under the tariffs. No doubt there will be some painful adjustments for Canada, with 76% of Canadian exports going to the U.S. But I also see an interesting pattern emerging in terms of how our largest trade partners are adjusting. In the first quarter of 2025, Canada's economy grew at an annualized rate of 2.2%, beating expectations and signaling strong export-driven momentum. Some of that momentum is the pulling forward of imports by American consumers and companies in anticipation of tariffs. But Canada also responded rather quickly by diversifying its export markets. In March of this year, Canadian exports to non-U.S. countries rose 25%, the second largest percentage increase on record, mostly to European countries, while U.S. exports to the U.S. fell 7%. In other words, Canada is moving on by diversifying its trade partners. Despite the political appeal of tariffs, the recent data out of Canada offers a reality check. It's not so much what we're trying to do, which is appropriately restructure many of our trade agreements, it's how we are trying to do it. There are pathways that don't have to hurt American businesses and consumers.